Well. Okay, we will stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, we will start with our consent agenda. Any questions on the minutes from the last meeting? Warrants, there are plenty.
Lots and lots. I was just gonna ask about the speedometer I saw it on, but
So the tsunami, we do have an extra one that is in storage,
oh, I didn't-
but, because the intention was to have two, so the one wouldn't wear out so fast. But, it just wasn't a priority to get it in. We have to go down like 3 feet concrete and stuff, but, we'll talk to Liz in July.
Yep.
And see about installing both of them, or like Amanda suggested, maybe using one for parts or something, so. Now, the Silco plumbing is in here, so I don't know if it's kind of jumping the horse for the cart here. That bid does not include the paneling behind, but I talked to both Silco and the maintenance, and they said for labor and materials, it'd be under $500. It's a easy, cheap fix, so.
fiberglass reinforced FRP, fiberglass reinforced.
Yes, that's what, Andrew was saying, something fiberglass,
Yeah.
so easy, he said it's.
$31 to sheet it.
Yes.
Big deal.
Anything else that pops up? Oh, we were able to put 42,000 into the multi-district agreement. And in August, we need to talk about that, because they changed some legislation.
Okay. All right.
Do you think anything else that pops out?
Regarding the daily interlake, are we? Advocating for the 0.4 and then also a full time, like, are we kind of doing that?
Liz wanted one full-time, and then we'll see where we go from there, and then the para will after July 1st, because so she's on the committee and everything.
Cause right now we have,
Yeah, that was the past 0.4 that
So
we
we got rid of
advertising.
that one and now we're just advertising for full
A
time.
full-time, correct.
Okay, and we have that on OPI's website?
Yep, OPI and in the Daily Interlake. And it also goes out to, what's it called? The rural schools, we get a newsletter and they'll pull any, job openings and it goes out in those newsletters as well, too. So we've gotten 1.5 applications because the one isn't quite complete yet, so.
Okay,
That I know of, because they're going to Liz.
Okay.
It's only one that's come here.
transportation contract.
Oh,
So
that's
the,
part of consent.
yeah, it's part of the
Sorry.
consent, so we have. Well, transportation contracts are, that's what we're paying, right?
The transportation contract?
Yep.
Yeah, any family that is in district and over 3 miles is eligible for transportation reimbursement over 3 miles. They have to be in district though. You'll see some that are higher. Some of those families are getting special services in town, like our special ed co-ops, severe communication programs. So we pay transportation for them to go there. Also another family that was moved to Nevada and they're going to transport. So
Wow.
and Nidrata is in our school district, so.
It's just a little corner, right? If we have, or is it the whole?
We have a good chunk of, you go up Hubbard Dam
Yeah.
and part of Hubbard Dam is and Nidrata and all that. So.
Okay, yep.
Looks like the JV approvals were pretty minor.
Oh, yeah.
Just that.
Yeah, our quarterly unemployment adjustment. Results. And then. We have to make sure every penny of our IEFA, Indian Ed for All, is spent. So we report or JV some expenditures that could fall under that.
Any questions on the consent agenda?
No.
I'll take a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Move on to our guest comment section. Members of the public are encouraged to comment during this time regarding items not listed on the agenda. The chair will seek public comments on agenda items as they occur. By law, the board cannot take action on matters discussed during the public comment portion of the meeting, but may include a matter raised during this time on a future agenda. The board would like to remind everyone to avoid commenting on private personnel matters, private student matters, and pending legal matters. Do you have any guest comments?
Well, I am hoping to see if my children could come. We're out of district. But my two came last year, and then my 6-year-old, who's now gonna be 7, missed the full year of school because there just was no school in the valley that was accepting students. And we had taking my kids to school is very important to me, but as well as their safety while at school. And I'm in Marion, just outside of Marion, and I had something happen to my youngest daughter that I can't talk about. And so I do not feel at all it's safe for her to go there. And so I've been trying to get her into school. And like I said, my sons come here. And I love this school. You guys are very, I feel like they're safe here. That is a great atmosphere. And I really appreciate that. They're the most important beings to me in this world. So, but I'm just really hoping to see my daughter get into school. I also need to work so I don't go further in a negative state. So, debt and whatnot, trying to take care of 6 kids. And so I'm just really hoping to see my daughter be able to go to school. Yeah, Rachel Lee.
I'm sorry, what grade?
My daughter, she would have been in 1st grade last year, and so that would be 2nd grade this year. I'm hoping to catch her up. So it's just, I'd really like to see her be able to go to school and go to school here with my other 2 sons. So that's my hope and desire. And before getting a job where I work right now, I saw you guys were looking for substitutes, and I came in. I'd totally be able to and be willing to be a substitute. But I said I needed my daughter to be able to come here, and they said no. So, okay, well, I can help you. Anyway, she can't be at home by herself. Anyway.
I'm super sorry that we can't have back and forth staring guest comments. There's many things I would love to be able to double check, but I could always point you towards Ms. Sharon in the event that there are things that she could double check on our behalf. So, do you have any guest comments for us? No? Thank you for being. All right. Thank you so much for coming and commenting. Gonna move on to our action items at this time, and we have our K3 bathroom repair bid, which we have slightly touched on with our warrants, but there was so Silco's bid is in your board packet. And Ms. Sharon did confirm for us this morning regarding the boys' restroom that it does say that they would be replacing toilets. That does not include the urinals. They'll use the porcelain from the existing urinals, but will replace the guts. So, and that's going to somehow make sense regarding it fitting, and I have no idea why that's a good thing, but so the big thing that Christina wanted to make sure that we did talk about was that maintenance will have to replace the backing behind those urinals, and so she just wanted to make sure that we did take a moment to not to make sure that we weren't approving it without consideration of that material does need to be replaced, and that's why Ms. Sharon was mentioning that that's will be coordinated. It will cost about $500 to get that material removed, replaced.
Material and then the labor for
Labor.
maintenance to install it.
Yeah, it's a high estimate for $500.
So
I've installed it. It goes in pretty quick and easy. So
is it easy to clean?
yeah, because it's a plastic material, so it's got little fiberglass strands in it, and then you can get bumpier, you can get flat. $30 a sheet, and it's just basically plastic, and you just clean plastic, so. So there's little edge trim, inside corner trim, you can get all the little things and parts and pieces for it and everything, but, yeah.
And would that fall under our summer maintenance, or would that be in addition?
It'd be summer maintenance, yeah, it'll fall when he does it.
Okay. And we'll
And
make sure
he's, and it's okay that he can coordinate with.
Yep, they've
Already talked, okay.
and we'll make sure it's like sturdy.
Yeah,
Level.
and it doesn't dissolve,
Yes. Yeah, no
Yeah.
board.
doesn't swell up and stink. And all that
Yes.
stuff.
Yep. Any other questions regarding that bid? If I could, I'd like a motion to approve Silco Plumbing's bid regarding our, I'm gonna say K-3 boys and girls restroom.
Motion to approve the Silco estimate for the bathrooms.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. We have our preliminary 25-26 budget.
So the budget committee met, and we are finalizing, this is just the general fund. So this is just the preliminary for right now, it has to be submitted by the end of June. Just shows that you are actually working on your budget, to the SIP's office. I will tell you now, later on the agenda, we will have a final budget meeting, and we've also already got a couple tweaks.
Okay.
So, I mean, just nothing major, like our liability insurance and what, just a little bit higher than I thought it would. But anyway, we just have to adopt a preliminary, in June.
And so your budget is reviewed by a budget committee, and that tends to consist of Sharon, the admin, 2 board members, and we've been really lucky to have a bunch of teachers. Especially because we just had negotiations, so that's always pretty helpful to get teachers to the table to dig through our budget line by line. That's a big thing for us, is that we go through it line by line. Some of those budget meetings are an hour to 2 hours, because we really like to make sure we fully understand our budget. Mostly we're reviewing our general fund. Our school does have some different funds, but our general fund is our big mahunga, and so that's what we like to spend a lot of time doing. So this would just be asking for a motion to approve our preliminary budget for the 25-26 school year.
I had no questions, so. I will, unless you have questions, I'll make a motion. No questions. I'll make a motion to approve the preliminary budget. 25.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Next item, this is our audit.
Yeah, so our wonderful Bob Denning, who's been there since before my time. 38 years he's been there, he's retiring. And they've always done school audits. It's really difficult to find an auditor to do schools. It's phasing out because they're getting more and more difficult. So, Jonathan, who has worked with Denning and Downing, actually done the audit the last 2 years. He is actually taking over the business, and Bob's gonna be his employee. So, new change, new name, so yeah, he's just wanting to know if we wanna keep working with him so he can get us on the schedule. And then probably if we are, then next week I'll get the list.
And are there other firms in the valley that do school audits?
I know there's some out of town, in town, I don't know of. You know, I know a different one goes to Marion. And I think there's one other one that's out of town too. I like Denning and Downing. My recommendation would be to stay with them. They know our systems, they know our school.
Any questions about our audit contract? I mean, I think the letter that even was in there, right?
Yep.
The
They're
retirement.
all in there.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, Bob Denning is retiring, nice and bold in there. Great, I would take a motion to approve our audit contract for the upcoming school year.
I make a motion to approve our audit contract for the coming year.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, the West Valley Schools 7-8 football co-op agreement. So we, as Kylo Schools, do not have a football program, but West Valley does have a football program, and in previous years, some of our students have gone to West Valley to play football. What we want to do in writing here is just it's making it more formalized, so that there's an understanding between Kyle School and West Valley that we will communicate grades, we will communicate behaviors, we will communicate. If there's any suspensions, drug, alcohol use, if the student no longer goes to school at Kyla. Just more of a formalized, this is how we're going to effectively communicate with your school, and thank you so much for letting our kids participate. Mary Eli is our athletic director. She sent a quick little email just making sure we understood that she's very appreciative of the opportunity for our kids to participate in the football program. She's hoping that this will be a stepping stone towards us being able to have our kids, for example, maybe our girls participate in basketball at Smith Valley if we don't have enough that we can other schools. So it's just kind of formalizing the communications that are necessary, and then also that it is still the hosting schools program. So we're not saying that we have this program or that we're involved in this program, we're just saying that we are willing to communicate so that students' academics and behaviors are a priority for play.
And it opens up the opportunity for our kids to participate in sport.
Yeah.
Right? Because we can't.
Yeah, yeah.
We don't have
We
enough
don't.
kids.
Yeah, and we tend to lag on girls' basketball, as well. So we're just trying to make sure that our kids have all the opportunities by combining some of the rural school resources. The West Valley is hardly a small rural school anymore there.
Yeah, it's like it's a whole campus.
Yeah. Any questions on that?
I will make a motion to accept, what are we calling it?
West Valley.
The West Valley School 7-8 football cooperative.
Second,
All in favor?
I,
Aye. Any opposed? The next item on our agenda is our maintenance contract. In your board packet, maintenance / custodial summer 2025. Looks to me like, I'm hoping each teacher was asked if they needed things. It looks like there's some room specific items on.
Yeah, she probably put out an email. It had been 2 years, 3 years, 2 years since it had been updated, so we just thought it'd be best to redo it.
I see the list on here.
I think she sent the contract separately. In my email separately.
Yeah, I had received it on the 18th after the packet renewal.
Yep, June 18th, Meehan Construction Maintenance. So it, on this, it looks like the old contract. Was at $45 an hour. Sorry, I'm just hitting my headphones here. The old contract labor rate at $45 an hour. Minimum hours per task. You know, minimum hours per call, I would assume is 2 hours, right?
Yes.
that's how I read it.
Yeah, let's see.
Well, the problem they're running into is that we sent an email that the spring needs fixing, come and fix the spring, or this needs fixed, and there's just like, and it's like, now we actually need this.
Yeah, get, that's what I tell my customers if I'm going to do just like handyman stuff for them. Give me a list of things. Don't call me out here for one thing, you can call me the next week.
Yeah, he said, oh, yeah.
You'll be at my house forever.
New contract looks like it is going up a little bit, $60 per man hour will be billed. No less than half-hour increments, minimum hour per task, 2 hours. It looks like they also added emergency calls for service, billed at the rate of 75. Honestly, I think both these labor rates are pretty good. So just knowing what my labor rate is for that type of stuff and everything. Especially the emergency one.
Yeah, that's very reasonable.
It's overall, it's reasonable. So it's higher than it was, but it is reasonable.
Okay.
Just in the current thing, so.
Will any maintenance be starting before Liz starts?
Yes,
And will you be comfortable coordinating that?
absolutely. Oh, trust me. Yeah, we'll get to facilities.
So I'm totally fine with going ahead and renewing.
Yeah,
So I'll make a motion to renew the maintenance contract.
second,
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, information items. Rebecca Stacy resignation. I think everyone got the email. And,
She's only here a year, right?
yeah.
What position was she in?
She's a part-time middle school teacher. So, and she was. I think when. Josh went on maternity leave, she was picking up some of that, so we had a. Teacher going on paternity leave, she picked up some of that slack for us, but he's back full time now. Yeah, so she was a part-time teacher and. We have posted for a full-time position because. Yeah,
And the advertisement is, it's nothing specific, because we still need to cover part of kindergarten, and so it could be a teacher, we don't know yet, it depends what Liz wants to do with the schedules and stuff.
Okay.
And in your packet, there was a reference to the CBA collective bargaining agreement, and that has been taken care of.
okay, next item was the follow-up discussion regarding the title audit.
So the state title whole program, federal got audited, and so it was a domino effect, so we were picked to have our audit, never had one before. We weren't really sure what to expect, but we turned in everything we could. We had a couple corrective actions, which we immediately got the documentation we needed. And we passed. So we are good to go on our audit. Our next year's allocations are starting to come out. We've gotten 3 notifications. I'm still waiting for 2 more to come in. Our title wide is a little bit lower, which we already anticipated. But I'm waiting for the other allocations. As soon as we get those, Amy Iverson, the title teacher, Liz and I will all sit down. They'll do the grant writing itself. We're already get the allocations, and then I'll do the financial, and we will get the ball running. So,
And as part of the audit, the title committee will meet at the beginning of the year. Yeah, beginning of the year. Facilities update.
okay.
Like what you started.
Gym, girls' bathroom. So we've been fighting with an order for years. We've tried to fix this, tried to fix that, tried to do this. Well, over a long weekend, Silvis came in and did what they call smoke bomb thing. In all 3 bathrooms for smoking. So he went and we already approved at the last board meeting to fix it. They're fixed, there hasn't been any odors, but they. We are in August, it'll be on the agenda to discuss, but the boys' bathroom in the office building. The wall isn't insulated real well, and we've had problems with freezing. And so we're looking at changing the different kind of pipes, because the pipes are all east and stuff, so we'll discuss that later, but just heads up.
Okay.
So yes, girls' bathroom is done. Fire panel alarm. So, the fire panel is required to have 2 communication ways. In case one fails, the other is a backup. It is so it was connected to a cell phone that is with the alarm company. And then one was also a CenturyLink phone number that kept on going, that we found out didn't work. Until I hadn't had a CenturyLink bill in months, and then I got one for $80 a month for this phone line that didn't work. And so I got a hold of our technology people and our phone people, and I said, how can we get rid of CenturyLink and upgrade our fire panel? And it was on the last set of books. So they came in, looked at everything and said, absolutely, all you need is 2 communications, not 2 phone lines. So what they did is upgraded it to still the cell phone, but also an IP address now. So, and IP, our technology people take care of all that. So the fire panel is updated and good to go, and yes.
Good,
So thank you. Yes.
good job.
Oh, no, but. I tell you what. Office stairs are prepped, ready to go. Handles are down. They're gonna start the project Friday. They are doing the coat, and the rails look beautiful. They're white. Right, they're just gorgeous. So yeah, starting Friday, it'll be completed by July, or by July. Kind of off, on the facilities issues, the car is in the parking lot.
Yeah.
So it had been there for over a year, and I had to get a, sheriff's, claim order,
Some kind of report.
A report order.
Yeah.
So once I got that, I was able to get a hold of a tow company, because there's only 1 to 2 tow companies that'll take cars anymore. And I think I heard them, but, he said, all we had to do is write a permission, saying, yes, we can pick it up, case number, that's it. And I put it on the windshield, so it should be gone by tomorrow evening. So,
Where is this car?
It was right in the parking lot. It was a car with out of county plates just. hanging
it's
out.
been abandoned.
Looks like it's abandoned. It's been sitting there for what, 2 weeks?
Yeah, but well, there's 2 weeks,
Oh, 2 weeks.
so.
So.
Yes, so.
My wife.
Trying to think of that.
My wife. My car's in the parking lot.
I only come down once a week.
Yeah.
basically.
Okay, summer school.
Tika is starting summer school next week, 2 sessions. So, what we had, I think she put a note up to, or I did, somebody to the board. We had a little less than 1, little more than 1, and it was supposed to be, I think, 10 and 10 or something, or 20 total. 20 total. So she said, is it okay if we have a little less here and a little more here? And it was absolutely, you know, the parent, that we didn't refund the money to the parents. And it is just so good for the community to have those kids here. And, so yes, starting next week, I'll start.
Final budget meeting date in August.
So we need the final budget date for the final in August. So I was thinking if the budget committee wanted to meet maybe a half hour before the August meeting. Would that work?
Yeah.
So I really don't see any more changes. I mean, we should have all of our numbers now. And like I said, it was just $1,000 was increased in our liability insurance certificate of maintenance. That's what usually the catch-all where we do stuff. So,
Yeah.
3:30 is usually our August meeting, so 3.
Are we sticking with the,
Or whatever works August for you, I guess maybe we should do that first,
What date is the August meeting?
Wednesday.
Second Wednesday.
We could also do
Usually.
it 12.
I'm in Washington the first week.
Yeah, it should be.
yeah, second Wednesday of every. So August 12th,
13.
13th.
Perfect.
Hey, let's say Wednesdays instead of Tuesdays.
Well, if I was like, does not compute.
Well, August 13th, the budget meeting would be August 13th at 3 then?
Mm-hmm.
Does that give you enough time or do you?
Let's do 2:30.
Yeah.
Just in case there's questions.
Budget meeting will be at 2:30, our board meeting will be at 3:30. And we do not need a meeting in July?
No July meeting, but I will have to do claims and warrants mid-month, so I will be emailing those to you for approval. So we don't get any late fees. I have to tell you a real funny story that I got called for jury duty.
Oh, no. You actually got the call? You
Well,
didn't
no,
just
I
get
got
letters?
the thing, and I flat out said, I have to be, that's when we have to set all the tax levies for the taxpayers. I have meetings, and I got.
Yay, otherwise I'm gonna crying.
Anyway,
Excellent. All right. I would take a motion to adjourn our meeting.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
No, we have to stay here. That was our shortest meeting in a long time.